Front end needs an alignment. We haven't even aligned it. We just kind of like, man, that's good. What's that? The time has come. It's been way too long. The E36 is finally running and driving. Tony and I have been working off camera to get this thing together. Let me show you a couple things that we did real quick. Number one, the intercooler system has been completed. The cooling system is kind of mocked up. I'm sure we're gonna need to make some changes because I don't see this being completely feasible for a long time, but we'll see how it goes. The oil system's done, the cooling system's done, the intercooler system is done. We're running straight wastegate spring and we're running no blow off valve. So there's gonna be a lot of compressor surge, and I know it's not good for the turbo. I don't care. I like the way it sounds. The drive shaft is in it. You guys don't know, Inland Driveline hooked us up, took care of us. Carlos over there, if you guys have needs, hit him up. Drive shaft is in. Click tuning front bumper has been kind of shaved and cut to fit. And that's it, dude. It's time. This build has been 4 years in the making, not because it's taken us 4 years, but because, again, if you were here in the beginning of the series, the car kind of got handed off to a couple different people to help out, and everybody pretty much failed. And here we are to pick up the pieces, and the 1J E36 finally lives. It's time to go for a drive. I'm tired of talking. Let's go drive. A little bit of a low idle, nothing to worry about. There we go. Make sure the brakes work. Chase Bays feels a little interesting. That shifter's gonna take some getting used to. I just money shifted the hell out of it. The brakes, you gotta like get in them to stop it. I think the is this an open diff? I thought it was a limited slip. No, it's an open diff. I thought we put a did we not put an M3 diff in this? Yeah, but she's hot boy for sure, dude. It seems pretty fast. Like, it's not the fastest car we own, but it's quick. Like, this is gonna be a fun track car and a great street car too. It felt like right there the diff like locked up, no? A little bit? See, maybe we gotta like put some oomph into it. It kind of works. You gotta like get into it, otherwise it won't do it. Does it look cool sliding though? Yeah?
A little bit of one wheel peel.
Yeah. If I don't, what is that? That's not from us, right? What is that?
Looks like a bolt.
Looks SAE. Don't look like ours. I mean, first thoughts, the horsepower feels like it's there. I'm obviously in first gear, so you could do the first gear donuts in almost any car. Your mom's freaking Corolla in reverse, whatever. But I like the way it sounds. It needs a full exhaust to get the full note out of it because it's just dumped at the floor. I want the diff to be welded. The FDF feels fine, the BCs feel fine. There's like nothing really there to complain about. Front end needs an alignment. We haven't even aligned it. We just kind of like, man, that's good. Pretty stoked. I like the idea of having a street car. Like something that still has interior, still has a radio. In the way that Jolly would put it, I didn't go full head on this one. All in all, pretty good. The Chase Bay, the handbrake feels good with the wheel woods. It's just gotta bed the pads. The Chase Bay pedal, you gotta kind of, if you want to stop the car, you gotta kind of lean into it, which is good because in the event that you're like drifting or something like that and you gotta stab the brake, it won't really upset the car. You'll have to bear into it a little bit more to upset the car. Beside that, the kinematic shifter, that's gonna take some getting used to because I already money shifted it once. I already put it from second to first. I think it's good. I think it's a cool street car. I mean, this is obvious, like, this is somebody's dream car. So I don't want to like, I still think that there's value in it, right? Like it's a non-VVTi 1J. It's got the ZF trans behind it. It's got the ERBCs on it. It's got the full FDF angle kit. It's there. This is a sick car, but it needs to be dialed in. Like, I wish the diff was welded. That would be so much funner to drive. It would be so much more predictable, and we could actually like hit some stuff. But right now it's kind of like, I don't want to hit anything because I don't know if it's going to lock or if it's going to open or what it's going to do. So that kind of just turns me off instantly on the car. But I know that this is a sick car. This is 18-year-old Micah's like dream setup, but 30 freaking whatever year old Micah that I am now, I know what I want and I know what I like. So I got to adjust some things. But it's rad. I do like it. I like it. And it's running and it's idling. It's doing everything it's supposed to do. Yeah, that diff sucks, bro. We gotta weld this diff. 1J's alive. Pretty sick.
Oh my God. Yo. Oh.
Well, that's not good. Popped it out of the thing.
Oh.
I gotta realign that rod. Dude, all in all, like, this is gonna be a sick street car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like it. Once that diff gets welded, like, it was eating right now in second, but it's just unpredictable. Locks, doesn't lock, slides, doesn't want to slide. Does all kinds of different crap. Yeah, a little rod popped. I heard it pop inside too. Tony, something's up with the door.
What?
It's not closing.
The door?
Yeah.
How big is it that?
Why did that happen? Should we just remove this pin?
Did that snap?
I don't know. Is that just a pin?
It kind of looks like it. Might be able to just smack it out.
Just pop it out?
Maybe.
Did you guys like do a bolt check, dude, before?
No. We didn't do a bolt check at all.
Let me see.
Tony fixes everything. He's so good at what he does. Tell him after he fixes it what happened. And my steering wheel's loose too. That's always a bad feeling because it always makes the rest of the car feel like it's loose and it's like it's not. Steering.
The alignment's off or something?
Yeah, like everything feels off. The alignment definitely is off on this car, but because of the water on the floor, you can't really feel it. There it is. Boop. All right, let me see if the door closes now. Tony fixed it. So I may have opened the door with John standing on the side of the road, and I like slammed on the brakes, and the door's all, oh. You should drive it, Anthony.
So you want to know something?
What?
You snapped it.
Yeah, that's what went flying on the inside. I heard it. So the door goes, whoa, bam! It's all, and I heard like something like, ping, ping, ping.
So you had to drive all the way back with the door open?
Because it wouldn't close. But it works. It totally rips. Now we got to take it to the track and actually like put it through the pace. Oh, also, the diff is like open. I thought it was an M3 LSD. It's not. Huh. It's like some open diff. Huh. So not until the car was like completely sideways and both wheels were like loaded was it doing a donut. And then as soon as I like came and started losing momentum and it started like actually weight transferring, all of a sudden it would like lift and yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the brakes. You gotta press them like you mean it. I think this thing needs an alignment. Like bad. I like it. I like turbo cars. This thing needs an alignment though. I don't want to push it. I like it a flood.
It makes all the right noises.
It does. Sounds nice. I like it. It makes me excited for my car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Thing's tight.
What do you think?
I like this thing a lot. It's cool.
It's like pretty.
It makes me pumped for my 1 Series, not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm like, oh, it's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah. What did you think of that shifter? Third's interesting, huh?
Yeah.
And there's probably some adjustment or something I can do that I don't know about yet.
Right.
Because I thought that originally that
It's
rested
weird
between-
that like so it's not sitting center, so like right there has barely any to first, and you're really just throwing right into first
right
and second. Like you have to kind of go over for third and fourth.
Which my thought process originally,
and then a lot for fifth.
I thought that it was resting between third and fourth, which would be really nice because then the slap up from second to third would be cakewalk. But you got to kind of think about it a little bit more, and maybe there is some adjustment that I don't know about yet.
Yeah.
Because I know there's some stops on it and a couple other things. But overall,
Car's really cool.
pretty fun, huh?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it doesn't
it is.
make a ton of power.
No.
But it
Good
like,
power though.
It pulls. It probably
Yeah.
makes like 3 something.
Yeah. Feels nice.
Feels good.
Needs an alignment really bad.
Yeah.
Started going and it started bouncing, and we went onto the center line, and I'm like, oh no, I don't like it.
Yeah, the front end needs to be aligned.
Yeah.
The front end's way off. Because I told John we just threw it on and freaking, we're like, oh, that's good.
Right. It's cool though.
Thank you for your help.
Yeah.
I think that kind of concludes the E36 setup until we go actually just drive it. Otherwise, like, we'll probably throw the hood on because it's raining out, and maybe weld a diff.
Yeah.
But not today. So we still got to do a welded diff and an exhaust, and then we'll take it to the track. So if you are new to the channel, or you haven't been around, or you haven't looked around the channel, first of all, welcome. Thanks for subbing. Thanks for being a part of this whole thing. This is our E36 1J build. This car originally, if you go back to the beginning of the series, it originally had a K24 in it, and we were gonna build and boost that thing, but it kind of all fell through. I decided that the K24 probably wasn't the best option for this build, and my buddy Sergio hit me up, who used to be the spotter for my boy Nick Franco when we both drove in Pro-Am. And Sergio and Nick had the same power plant, and Sergio had this motor for sale with a motor and a trans and a turbo and an ECU and a harness and everything for like $5 grand. So I sold off the K24 stuff. I bought the 1JZ because I knew that this was a faster route and an easier route to go after having dove so far into the K24 to find out that like it's probably just not the setup for me. So we tore it all apart and we slapped the 1JZ in it, and it's a pretty basic setup. So it's a 1JZ non-VVTi GTE with a ZF 5-speed transmission behind it. Originally, we were using PMC adapter plates for the K24 to the ZF transmission, which all that stuff was phenomenal. We're actually still using the PMC pressure plate in here, but this swap came with a Collins adapter. The PMC stuff is way nicer than Collins, so if you guys, Collins works, don't get me wrong, but the PMC quality, the hardware, the actual billet, like, it was way nicer. So I wish I could have used it, but this swap came with the Collins setup and it was tried and true, so I just left it in there. But it's got the ZF 5-speed, and then connecting the ZF to the differential, we have a Seems Legit aluminum Guibo on there with an inland driveline custom drive shaft to the back of the car. This originally was a 318, but I threw M3 front end into it and M3 rear end into it. So the full subframes, the diff, the axles, all of it is M3. And then we found out that when I threw the FDF kit on the car, that there is an M spec FDF angle kit and there is a non-M spec FDF angle kit, and I got the non-M. So the front brakes I had to take off, get rid of. I traded Anthony my M3 stuff for his 328 stuff, and so now the 328 stuff's on the car. It's working, it's great. For the cooling, Mishimoto was ridiculously important to this project. They supplied us with our intercooler, with our radiator, with our oil cooler, and a bunch of couplers as well. We used a lot of their stuff to help keep the car cool. Mishimoto's been in the game for a long time. We heavily modified the radiator by welding bungs on it and putting a bunch of Phoenix fittings all over the car, but it works good. And then we just put up a fan on the car, a little E-fan, nothing super special. And then when it came to the brakes and it came to the power steering for the swap, to make it easy, Chase Bay came through with all of it. So their full power steering kit is on here, their power steering cooler's on here, all their lines are on here, their reservoir's on here. On top of that, the clutch master reservoir and brake booster is all on this car. Not to mention that the handbrake as well is a Chase Bay pull-up style. So Chase and the boys over there, they make phenomenal products and they killed it. Everything bolted up. There wasn't really any issues with it, but the Chase Bay products on here are perfect. They work great. The brake feel is something to get used to, but also we have to bed the brakes, and there was spray paint on things, and we're just doing garage stuff, slapping it together. Also in the engine bay, Radium Engineering came through fat as well. We got a pressure regulator from them. We got their DMR set up on the car and it just works ridiculously good. I put it on everything. We did it on the beams, we have it on the Pro car, and when we jump to the 4200, that's also gonna have it as well. So shout out Radium as well. The interior came out pretty rad. Again, we left most of the stuff stock in here. Chase Bay handbrake in the factory location with the reservoir in the back, so you can get to all of it. My daughter came in here and took all my coins and threw them everywhere, so everything's kind of thrown. And then I had to pair up my own company's products, the Hold Fast Casino steering wheel with one of our Hold Fast Status collaboration seats with the flame stitch in it. Works out pretty freaking good. It's really comfy, and the steering wheel gives you really good visibility to the gauges, and also for you guys who are into feet, you can see your feet as well. Condor Speed Shop set us up with all the bushings on this car in the front and the rear, but they also plugged us with the Kinematic guys over at Kinematic, and they make this super nasty shifter. It's self-centering. It's a little bit to get used to, but I think there might be some adjustments we can make. It's very much so engages where you want it to engage. If you make a mistake, it's you that made the mistake. The shifter is awesome. Bolted to the chassis. I love it. I have no complaints about it as well. Interior is pretty simple. Oh, and then we got our Moon Eyes dice that we picked up in Japan, which I thought was super sick. And then when we came to the Santa Fe shop, I was like, oh, they have them here. So, but those ones are from Japan, dog. So for the body package, I know it looks a little bit interesting. This is something that we did a while back with Franco's car, but it's a similar combo. It's got the Street Fighter overs, really big, really aggressive, allowing you to run some ridiculous offsets and lip sizes on your wheels, paired with the Click Tuning kit. The boys over at Click Tuning sent us this kit out 4 years ago or something. And so we're putting it on. We gotta wrap the rear and then mount the rear, and then we'll wrap the front, and then also the roof wing needs to go on as well. So the body's not quite wrapped up, but this is actually pretty rad here. So we threw on kind of a cool story behind these wheels. The back wheels are not my original wheels, but if you guys were watching me back in the day when I did the E36 mountain drift video, those are the front wheels that were on that car. They're my original front wheels. And then Frankie built some rears and he bought the fronts from me, and then I eventually bought all the set back from him. So it's kind of cool keeping the wheels in the family. And then as far as the brake system, again, we did the M3 stuff, but the boys over at Seems Legit, Mike over there, got us hooked up with the Seems Legit dual caliper bracket, along with some wheel woods and pads. And then underneath this car, you can't see, but there are BC true coilovers and full proper arms, upper and lower. So a lot of the stuff that is being utilized on this car is the same stuff that we use on the Pro car. It's just a lower horsepower, a different generation, and slower than the E46. But all in all, this car's rad, dude. I think we're kind of done documenting building portion of this car, and now it's time to just go drive it for you guys. There's a few more things to do. Again, mount the hood, do the exhaust, mount the roof wing, mount the back bumper, all of that, which there's really no technique, nothing secret or special to all that stuff. So I don't think it serves any real purpose for you guys. Now we'll get the diff welded and then we'll take it to the track. We'll throw some fat backies with some nasty fitment. It's gonna be sick. Thanks for watching, boys. Hold fast.